Hello everyone. For this episode, I'm just going to go through 3 top headlines from today, and I'm going to talk about the half or more than half full part of the glass, and I'm going to get to that. Just bear with me. And of course, I'm going to end with our action campaign I proposed, and it is going to be up to you whether you want to join, rise, stand up, chin up, and put it into implementation or not. Okay, let's begin, okay? Now, I'm going to start with the first headline, okay? And here it is. Bank lives matter. Internet implodes after JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon kneels in front of giant vault. That's right. You heard that right. Well, we always refer to the mega financial institutions, right? We always talk about them as the drivers of the deep state, the new world order. Well, here it is. JP Morgan, a very well-known mega financial institution that is expressing solidarity, not with the African Americans, not with the blacks, but with the designed riots designed by the New World Order, and basically declaring their status as being among the coup makers, okay? Now, when you see this type of a thing, think about this. I want you to just think, critically think. You get these rioters, protesters, supported by who? Mega financial institutions. Their violence, thievery, lootery, all of that is being supported by mega financial institutions such as JP Morgan. This should tell us, tell them, tell the entire world who is backing these rioters, okay, these looters. At least here it is, symbolic or not, one of them, mega financial institutions. I invite my African American friends to go and look at the top executive level decision makers, board of directors, CEOs, CTOs, COOs, CFOs, all of them for financial institutions such as JP Morgan, and see whether they can trace and point at one African American among them. I also urge my far left friends who are still remaining far left to take a look at the track records of JP Morgans and alike and see and point and show us a single instance in their history, in their track record, where they truly stood in action by the common man, black man, yellow man, purple women, any minorities, okay? But it made it very clear, thank you very much, now we all know, mega financial institutions, the New World Order, the deep state, the evildoers that we have already designated for decades, they are the ones who are standing by these riots, who are supporting these riots, and who are with the coup makers, okay? There's no way around it. Unless you're among those naive people who are going to come out and tell me they saw the light, they have all converted, they have repented for their sins of the past, and now they are the saints of today, I would say yes, If saints, they are the saints among the New World Order coup makers, and they have chosen a side. And what kind of a side that makes it, okay? Just think about it. Think about it. I'm going to go through the second headlines, major headlines from today. These are not mine. These are all over the New York Times, Washington Post, the New World Order mainstream media, so I'm not making them up, okay? Here it is. George Floyd protest is for the benefit of democratic struggles abroad. U.S. group NED, known for promoting and bringing about regime changes around the world, says. You know who NED is, right? National Endowment for Democracy. Remember the Arab Spring? These are the coup makers. These are the known coup makers. These are the folks within the New World Order movement, okay, NED, who brought to you the Arab Spring, government toppling, coup making, regime change, installing governments, toppling governments around the world. In other words, these are the people who say the wills of people don't matter. We, the hubris-ridden New World Order billionaires, okay, our little network, decide who is going to be in power where, and which country is going to go through our coups. Well, they are among the coup makers currently here in the United States. And guess what, folks? They are siding with the rioters, the looters, and the thieves, and they have made it very clear, okay? As you can see, go see the headlines. They are not my headlines. They are the mainstream media's headlines. Go take a look at it. So again, for all my friends, whether you're part of the 1/3 Common Sense USA or you're on the far left, okay, being gullible and naive and swallowing all this, NED, the ones you, the far left, have designated as evildoers, they're on your side. They are cheering for you, okay? They are funding you. They are funding these riots. Do I have to say more? Do I need to say more? Here's the third headline, okay? This is another one I marked for this episode. Let me go through that quickly as well. Bear with me. Here it is. How to watch the CNN and Sesame Street town hall addressing racism in support of the riots. Well, my far left friend, you have been calling them all along the puppets, haven't you? I can go right now and type up the words, type in there. CNN, puppets, mega corporatist puppets, and I'm gonna show you all your words characterizing the CNN, rightfully so, my friends, as the deep state arm, as a mainstream media that is the extension of the deep state New World Order. The evildoers, as you have characterized it, millions, if not billions of times. Okay, now this same CNN, by your own designation, an evildoer, historically proven evildoer, joins forces with Hollywood's, Disney's Sesame Street, okay? The puppets. How symbolic is that? As one of my commenters pointed out, puppet CNN, the puppet of the mega corporatists, actually joins forces with real puppets, Sesame Street, in support of the rioters, the thieves, the looters, the violent, loving thugs. What does that mean? Go back to your own track record. How else would you interpret this? Okay, you interpret this how else? So you are saying and you are seeing altogether your mainstream media is putting it on the headlines. George Soros, Bill Gates, Rockefeller's foundations, the National Endowment, okay, for Democracy, okay, the CIA, the Deep State, the CNN, they are siding with your movement. They are financing, funding, inflaming your movement. What does that say about your movement? Now you come and tell me. Hallelujah, they saw the light. They are all good now. Is that what you're saying? Look, your history is so overridden with so much hypocrisy, backwalking and backtalking and double talking. I wouldn't be surprised if I see you, the idiots, coming out there in my comments and saying, so now they are good. Now we declare CNN good, Ned good, JP Morgan good. All those people that Occupy Wall Street stood against, that you supported, all those people that you targeted and attacked, suddenly they became saints. They are so good, okay? That's my last word for you guys. Now I'm going to talk with my 1/3. I have addressed you enough, okay? Now, let's talk about this, and let's talk about the positive sides. Believe me or not, there is a positive side. You know how people use this expression saying, oh, don't look at the glass half empty, you look at the glass half full. I'm not always one of those people. I'm not always optimistic. I'm not always one of those people who try to see the half full glass rather than half empty. But I have to tell you folks, I can truly see, because it's impossible not to see, the half full part of this glass. Yeah, in resisting against the coup makers. And let me explain it to you, all right? In fact, I may go as far as saying it's maybe 3/4 full. You know why? Because by doing this, whether it's the JP Morgan, all the evil mega financial institutions, or National Endowment for Democracy, or Soros, or all of them, some of them we knew about. Now they have publicly shown whose side they are on, and that speaks volume. Do I have the need to actually add anything more? I don't really, so I'm going to shut up on that aspect. But this is also good because you see the swamps, and I'm not stealing anybody's thunder here, anybody's analogy, is full of alligators. And we have been able to, since the beginning, long time, for the longest time, we have identified some of these big alligators. You know, let's say Soros or Gates or Rockefeller Foundation, CFR, NED. You know, the far left New World Order's billionaires who sustain and fortify the far left, okay? Now, some of the far left, they come to me and say, but they're not real left. And I tell them, this is what I tell them. I say, why are you coming and telling me? Go tell this to millions of followers of Amy Goodman on Democracy Now! And George Soros funded people who are holding those pamphlets printed, financed by, and the weapons given by George Soros. Tell those people that they are not part of you and they are not real left. Why are you telling me? Why are you telling me this? Go tell them. Your fight is not with me. Your fight is with them. You are telling me they are all imposters? Go ahead, be my guest. Expose them. Take them out. Be my guest. I'm here. Be my guest. Don't come and say, I want to take you out because you're exposing these people who are pretending to be the left. Well, there are millions of you. It's not like 1 or 2 or 10 or 100 or 1,000 or 10,000. So you expose them as imposters, as mega corporatists, as evildoers that you have designated as evildoers. See, I'm back to you again while I'm trying to talk with my 1/3. So please leave. Lockdown, go on lockdown. There's COVID-19, there's gonna be a COVID-20 soon. Go into lockdown, don't get out, okay? Now, why the glass is full? It's actually not exposing only 1 or 2 or 3, 4 alligators, okay, of the swamp. We are seeing more alligators surfacing, resurfacing to the top where we can see their heads and identify them, and that's good. But the swamps don't only have alligators in them, okay? There are catfish, and then there are snakes. There are swamp snakes. You're familiar with some of the poisonous, some of them tiny bit poisonous, some of them more poisonous in the swamps. You see them. These are the generals who are coming out, the backstabbing, weaselly snakes that now have exposed themselves. That's good. That's a good thing. We are actually smoking them out. They're coming out. They're coming to the surface. And I promise you, I have been engaged in all these educated, analysis-based predictions, and they have come true, unfortunately, but they are true and they're out there. I told you about the generals, and they came within 48 hours. They started lining up. So now we know who they are, the ones who have penetrated the house and etc. But there will be more snakes. Now you're going to see some of the well-known Republicans in the Congress, you know, the so-called representatives who don't represent you, they don't represent me. I don't think they represent anybody within the common people public, but they do represent JP Morgan. Yes, they do. And they do represent the big pharma. And they do represent Soros. They do. They really do. They do represent the Rockefellers. They represent them. They don't represent us, okay? You know it, I know it, we know it, even the far left knows it. They have admitted to that much. You're going to see more of them coming forward and showing themselves like little snakes, weasels, the swamp weasels who are going to be surfacing, and they're going to declare their solidarity with thievery and lootery and riots. They will. Just watch. One by one, you're going to see these snakes rising to the surface. And suddenly you're going to say, what? I can't believe this. Believe it. How could you not believe it? You know deep inside that they haven't been our representatives. So please don't go and express shock. How can that be shocking? Just be prepared for it. Just be prepared for it. I said the glass is 3/4 full, and here mine is too. Believe me or not, it is. We are identifying them. We are seeing them. Also, the glass is more than half full because I tell you what, if, and it is the case, they are pushing this hard, they are going this far, they are putting so much at risk by pushing it so fast, so hard, that means they are desperate. Okay, that's a good thing. You see, if it were that slam dunk for them, they wouldn't have to risk and put so much on the line and push it this far. But if they are doing it, that is a sign of desperation. That also means that it's not a done deal. Unless you allow it to be a done deal, it's not a done deal. There's 1/3 plus in this country who can and hopefully will resist, stand up, chin up, and counter this and defeat it. Had they not been so afraid of this, they wouldn't be pushing this hard. They wouldn't have. You know it. I mean, logic dictates that. So that's full for the glass, and that's positive, meaning some of these people, I don't know if they're infiltrators or if they're agents or from the other sides posing, they're coming on my side, they're coming to the comment sections, they are saying, it's finished, it's done, they have won, it's finished, the United States of America is finished. Don't take them seriously. Don't let them demoralize you. Don't let them make you sit back and say, it's a done deal, there's nothing we can do. Because had that been the case, they wouldn't have been pushing so hard. They wouldn't have. Meaning, it is not over. It is far from being over. Now, with that, I put an action alert out there. It's my first national action campaign, okay? I don't know how you're going to react to it. I don't know if you're going to do it or not, but that's going to be telling. I put it out there. I put it on the line. I put it with all sincerity that I could have put out. The rest of it is up to you. It's not up to me. Because those of you who've been saying how much we are going to engage in this yakety, yak, blah, 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 blabbering, saying how bad things are, or exposing the bad things, which we have been doing, right? When are you going to start suggesting course of action or courses of action? Here it is. Go look at the featured video on YouTube, on my website, at Patreon. I have given you a course of action. I have provided us with one way. It may be something little, but it's better than nothing. I'm telling you, I mean, many of you may be going to your church on Sunday. I'm telling you, take 10 minutes out of that time, your time on a Sunday, for those of you who don't work on Sunday. Gather outside worship houses, worship places, regardless of what your denomination or branch or religion is, for your country, and to express that you are among the 1/3 America. Stand there, cite your national anthem, Pledge of Allegiance. Or maybe one sentence, two sentences cited together saying, we are the 1/3. We are determined to resist this coup, to fight it and defeat it. That's all I'm asking you to do. Now, that doesn't cost anything other than a few minutes of your time. Because currently, not only here in our nation, but around the world, the media is portraying this America ownerless, without any public that is standing up and resisting this. All they are showing here, go look at CNN International and the Financial Times and the New York Times and the rest of them. What they're showing is this. They are showing here you have these rioters, the thugs, the thieves. Then you have a few racist police, and many of our armed forces and the law enforcement people, they are not. I'm telling you, they are not. They are not all like that. You know it, I know it, we all know it, okay? But regardless, around the world they are saying, I'm getting the calls. My family, they're overseas. I have so many friends in so many different countries, and they are saying, oh my God, aren't you afraid? Your country is finished. Your country is finished. They are saying your country is finished. My country is not finished. And I want us to show that our country is not finished, because those mainstream media outlets, they are portraying only that 1/1,000,000th of the population engaged in the thuggery and the thievery and the lootery, and their bosses, the ones who are funding them, which are mega financial institutions and the mega pharma and the Rockefellers and the Bill Gates and the Soros. You know them, but they are only showing them. You record your gathering, whether you are 3 people or 10 people or 20 people or 100 people, on every Sunday at noon, outside worship houses. Those are the safe places. You're clean cut, you're dressed well. Unlike them, you're not wearing masks to hide your face, because unlike them, these looters, you're not ashamed of who you are. You don't have to hide your identity. Unlike them, you're not kneeling, you're standing tall and your chin is up. Unlike them, you are not armed with bricks and guns and stones and Molotovs and explosives. You're armed with your Constitution and with your faith, whatever that faith may be. And you know what? One of the things they are planning, the deep state New World Order, the coup makers, is this. It's now with the blacks. Now they are basically planting the seeds and organizing the Muslim factions. They want to inflame the Muslim factions here in the United States and create uprising riots with them, saying how they have been mistreated by this system. Have they been, in some cases, mistreated? Yes, I'm not saying they haven't. Am I saying Floyd's case is justified? No, heck not, I'm not saying that. And I want to see that cop standing trial and going to jail for a lifetime. And I want every single cop to face the same kind of destiny. That's beside the point. And it's not their intention to stand by the blacks or the yellows or the purples or the Muslims or the Buddhists or the Hispanics. They have never stood on those people's sides. And guess what? They are so smart. Many of the Muslim communities here, coming from the Middle East especially, they came to this country because they wanted to escape those third world thuggery and thievery and the lack of peace and order and being able to work for happiness and prosperity. That's the main reasons they have come here. And they are seeing that the mega financial corporations such as JP Morgan's, they are the ones who are kneeling and saying, we are with you, rioters, we are with you, and the big pharma, and the evildoers who engaged in coup against them when they were in their own countries, okay? They are seeing those people together with the looters, they are destroying what they came here for. Do you know how many percent of those people coming here, I'm talking about the legal immigrants, you know what I'm talking about, working hard, okay, working really hard, getting the earnings, setting up businesses in this country. I know hundreds, if not thousands. I came from a Middle Eastern country. I came from Turkey, all right? I have so many friends from Lebanon. I have so many friends here from Iran. I have so many friends from Turkey, Egypt. I do. They didn't come to this country, okay, to be part of that side. They came to this country to be among the 1/3. They saw and they do see this country as the land of liberties, not perfect, far from being perfect, but where they can work hard and become middle class and go above that. That's their dream. That's why they come here, okay? Economic freedom. Guess what? Guess who's screwing their economic freedom and their economic opportunity? Those thieves and the looters and the despicables who are breaking their little cafes and diners and the shops. Not the 1/3 America. Not what they could consider to be the white supremacists. When have we seen some white supremacists, not that I'm in love with white supremacists, going around and breaking the shop windows, okay? And throwing the explosive and the bricks and injuring people who have worked so hard to better their lives. Where have we seen them? Please, can you please? Hey, far left. I want you to come here to my comment section and show me how many Muslim immigrants who have come to this country and have made it and have set up shops and diners and cafes or dry cleaners or whatever they have that has been destroyed by what you refer to as white supremacists. Not that I'm pro-white supremacist. You won't find any. You won't find any. Go and ask the Vietnamese here who have come here. Go ask the Chinese immigrants. Go ask the African immigrants, the ones who have come from first generations. Do you think they approve of these looteries and thieveries and violence and murder and their bosses, the mega corporations? They don't. I guarantee you they don't. They are with us. They are with the 1/3, believe me or not, because this is religion blind. It's not based on religion. They believe in their gods. We believe, each of us, we believe in our own ways, in our gods. And speaking of the gods, I have to add this, because I was going to make this shorter, but it's not possible. Go to my 2 videos back. You get the far left, the blinded, brainwashed, idiotic far left. They came to the comment section and they said, Sibel, shame on you. You are waving the Bible and reciting the Bible. You are the fanatic, white supremacist, Bible waving, Bible reciting, whatever. They called a very, whatever, explicit name. Okay, now, I don't know. I mean, last time I looked, I'm not exactly white. I don't know. Is it considered a shade of white? Because I'm colorblind when it comes to the colors of your skin. I really am. I'm an international person. My background is Middle East, okay? I don't think I have ever sat here and had the audacity to cite Bible, not because it's wrong, because it's not within my expertise. I respect it. And I respect everybody's books and everybody's messenger, everybody's belief system, everybody's faith. But that, I'm so thankful to the stupid far left for doing that. I'm so thankful to you. See, I'm not full of hate to bash you. I'm thanking you actually here. That actually helped sprout the idea for this campaign that we're going to do every Sunday in front of the houses of worship. I know for mosques it's Friday. I don't know exactly if there's a designated day for Buddhist temples. I respect them. And I know there are immigrants in this country who are Buddhists, and they are not among the JP Morgan and Soros and the Bill Gates and their thieves and looters. In fact, many of them are not. So I don't know if they have a designated day. I said, go in front of your house of worship, whatever that is, whatever your religion, whatever is your denomination. On Sunday, every Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern, cite your Pledge of Allegiance, national anthem, or just deliver 2 sentences and record it, put it out there, and say that you are with us, the 1/3, because I know you are. But they gave the idea, you know why? Because by naming me, what is it? The Bible-waving, Bible-citing white supremacists, how idiot these people are. It reminded me of one thing, one of the weaknesses of our enemy, okay? You know what that is? Religion and God. Even though they have turned statism into a religion. They have. Megacorporatism has turned into a religion. And that religion opposes all other religion. Let me put it this way. Those of you who are old like me, or older, let me put it that way, older or old like me, and have watched the movie Exorcist, also Omen. Do you remember the movie, the horror movie Omen? Do you remember that movie? I mean, they had the scenes when these people who are part of the Satan, devil, evil, whatever you want to come, possessed, and they would have scenes there where the good guys, wanting to resist them, all they had to do, I say, in the name of God, and in front of them wave a cross or bring the cross. And these people, some of them like threw up green things, and their heads turned, and they got completely distorted, their faces. It basically destroyed them. Well, that's how these statists and the far left have become. I could see from the way they put it out there, calling me the white supremacist who's waving Bible and reciting Bible as if that's a horrifying thing. It reminded me that's one of the things that is their weaknesses, okay? One of their top weaknesses is God and religion, no matter what. But especially here in this country, they have been fighting. They fear the church and the religion. And I tell you why. Because in the statism religion, the fanatic religion, because they're fanatics, the likes of Soros and these far leftists, they are so fanatic in their statism religion. The biggest thing is God and religion of the other side. Because for these mega corporatists, for these New World Order people, God is a competition. Okay, let me put it that way. I know it may be simplifying it. People gathering in churches or mosques or synagogues, it's intimidating. Why do you think with this COVID-19, and there will be a COVID-22, they banned people gathering in church? Look, these thugs and thieves, okay, the left's father, the ones who left this left larva, Soros and all of them, okay, all the mega financial institution, NED, CFR, you name all the evildoers that have been established there, their larvas are this far left, the statists, and they are fanatics, okay? And they consider God, the God, competition, because they want the state to be the God, okay? And they want the state's rules to be the God's rule, okay? And they want all of us to follow that God and their rules without questioning it, because they are that fanatic. They are like they're saying this is unquestioning faith. Now, what happens is the churches are competition, okay? They have been working very hard for decades and decades to eliminate it. They don't like competition. Mega corporatists don't like competition. What do? They either destroy them or they buy them out. They tried that with the churches. They have been trying. Giving them 501c3 status, try to bring them under the wing of the states and say, you know what? We want you to join. We want you to convert from Christianity to statism. We want you to act like one of our larvas. And unfortunately, some churches have done that. Not all of them, but some have. And by expressing this hatred towards me, by calling me the Bible-waving, Bible-reciting white supremacist, me, my background is out there, my bio for all of us to see. They reminded me of their weak points. And you have to get your enemy by really pushing their weak button. And that's the weak button, okay? That's why I said every Sunday, I don't care what your religion is. And I'm not going to discuss here my religion or what I believe is between me and my God. And I do believe in God, my God. You do it there, that's going to bring the point home. They're afraid of it. Just like those who got distorted and ended up melting when you put the cross and God, these people are afraid of that. Use that. Use by holding on to your faith because they want to destroy it. If they succeed in their coups, that will be gone. Or they will be all 501c3 and under the wing of the foremost God, the state. And above the state, there is the real God for them. J.P. Morgan, Bill Gates, Soros, CFR, Rockefeller, Rothschild. They are the ultimate gods because these hubris-ridden evil, they see themselves as gods. They want to act like God. They want to take over the world. They want to rule the world. And religion is a competition, whether it's Islam, whether it's Christianity, I don't care. They don't want it. But here in the United States, they're not done yet. You let them succeed with their coup, and they're going to replace your God. They don't want to compete with other gods. So hold on to your God. Hold on to your houses of worship, whatever they are. Every Sunday at 12 noon, film yourself. Even if you're the only one who's standing there, do it. Put it out there. What is the alternative? You want to sit on your couch and watch some kind of a ball game and crack open your six-pack and say, hell yeah, I don't know how many more days I'm going to have this good old great America here, but let me enjoy it, boy. Is that what you're going to do? That's your other alternative. Do the right thing. Do it with peace. Take a look at the campaign. It's under the featured video. It's on my Patreon. Now, I don't want to make it longer. I'm exhausted. I have been working all day. I'm a mother. My 11-year-old daughter is really exasperated. She wants me to spend more time with her. And I will and I shall because I'm a mother. Okay? I have been a wife for 30 years. I have been a mother for 12 years. I have been working my butt off for 35 years. Hard. So I'm not one of those very, what do they call it, privileged people who have nothing to do in their lives to sit down, other than sitting down and preparing these long videos for entertainment purposes. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to make a name for myself. I have been declining politely every single interview request by some of the not mainstream media. They have been bigger alternative media outlets and trying to get me on their shows, and I have politely declined. Number one, I don't have the time. Number two, I don't want to risk anything. You know, I have to first go and research and find out who's funding them, what kind of advertisements they're going to play. Is it going to destroy the message, destroy my dedication to defend our nation against this coup? I don't have that time, so I politely decline. I don't want to be set up. And there are people there who are trying to set us up, okay? There are infiltrators. There are people who are so savvy and good in co-opting good movement. And I also want to caution you people, there are sites there, some of them nefarious. They are trying to divide our 1/3 by putting really not very important things, important but not very important. They want to divide us along the vaxxers, vaccine people versus anti-vaxxers. That's important, especially with the COVID-19. This is not the time for that, okay? We are facing a coup. There are people who are trying to sell bridges. They are saying economic crash is inevitable, which probably is. Go buy A coin, X coin, shit coin, excuse my language, but that's what they are trying to do, and they're on commission. Whether it's the Bitcoin, whether it's the Ripple, they are getting money. And they're gonna sell bridges to the naive people who don't know any better. This is engaging in those selling 1 or 2 bridges. Right now, this is the critical time where we have to think about what we're gonna do right now to resist the coup. Those other things, some of them are valid, but this is not the time for us to get divided based on vaccine and this coin and gold coin and silver coin and crap coin. This is not the time for that. Tune off, turn it off, okay? That is diluting the message. That is dividing and subdividing us. We know one thing, we want to defend our Constitution, we want to defend our country. That is what's holding us together. There will be other things that we may differ from each other. Right now, it's not the time to get divided, so don't let them. Turn off their channels. Right now, this is the clock ticking, and we are under stage 4 of a major coup. This is the first time overtly, I'm not saying covertly, our country is under siege with a coup, and you know by whom, okay? Now, with that said, I'm independent, nobody's sponsoring me. This is made possible by you, by my supporters, individuals who have been throwing $5, $100, $5, $2, a penny, okay, through my Newsbud or through my Patreon site. And this channel, YouTube, is not gonna be here. Probably tomorrow it won't be here. Look, I'm calling for national campaign days. These are the things that they don't tolerate, okay? So please, take the time, 10 seconds, 15 seconds max. I have the link up there. Visit my Patreon site. That's easier because there you can throw $1 or you can throw $100 or you can throw $5. Support this video series, because once they take it away, which they will, I'm going to continue through my servers at Newsbud, through any kind of podcast I can get. I am going to continue. I'm not going to let them pull the plug on me by taking away their platforms from me, whether YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook. This is where you step in. I'm asking you for 2 things only. 2 things. 2. One is take the time, go there, support this however you can, and also add yourself to our network, to the network of who we are, okay? Number 2 is please do your share. Get up and do it every Sunday. If you're in Southwest Florida, contact me. Let me know. You can contact me via Patreon, or if you're part of Newsbud, you can contact me there. I'm in Naples, Florida, and I'm willing and I'm going to do it with you. We're gonna stand up peacefully, not like those thugs. I'm inviting the veterans, law enforcement members, former and present. Join me. It's better than doing nothing, and we're gonna come up with more actions back to back. We don't have the 6 months to plan and print out pamphlet and have some dates to give people 6 months in advance. We don't have that kind of time. Please do that. 2 things. I'll see you at Patreon and or Newsbud, and join me in front of your houses of worship, whatever they may be. Don't let them defeat you. We are standing for our nation and for our Constitution, and we're not gonna let them come between us and our nation and Constitution, take it away. And we're certainly not going to let them to come between us and our God. whatever faith that may be. Thank you all. This is Sibel Edmonds, just a citizen, dedicated to her Constitution and nation. Talking with you from here, Southwest Florida. See you soon.